I use Fire Emblem because it's the most common example, but I actually don't like Fire Emblem's combat, as stupid as that is. I'm not actually a big Fire Emblem fan at all. It's just the series that most people have heard of. But I also like the kind of combat that's in things like Baldur's Gate 3, the Pathfinder games. Anything that's like isometric, strategical, like ideally turn-based. That's my favourite sort of combat. But that is also one of the least interesting styles of combat for people to watch. Sadly. This game's story is not disappointed at all, though, by the way, just out of reference. And the combat's growing on me. I actually quite like the combat. Now that I've gotten used to it, it was a bit tough going for the first day. The second day that we played this, I was starting to like figure out the little complexities and things, and now I'm actually quite enjoying it. I think it took a while. I guess gameplay cycle is faster in Limbus and more flashy. Ruiner has deeper strategy and gimmicks. Yeah, Ruiner actually kind of annoyed me how deep it was, because there is like a bit of more depth to Ruiner, and it frustrated me a bit because I was just like, I actually just want to play the fucking story. I just want to see the story. The story's awesome, and like the combat's just kind of okay. Sorry if that offends anyone. He's a huge fan of Ruiner combat, by the way. Sorry. I think this game's balance is better than Ruiner's, because like now that I'm used to it, I'm getting to experience the story at the speed that I want to, and I don't feel like the combat is like holding me up, and it would be holding me up a lot less if I was more powerful, but then I would just hate it because I would be like, just walking over it probably. I'm a difficult person to please. I need to like both things usually. I cannot like the story of a game but really enjoy the like combat or the systems. But it's very hard in a perpetual game, in like a live service game where you're playing for a long time, for me to not like the gameplay at all. I find it really hard. Because no matter how good the story is, if the gameplay is just every time you play it you're like, ugh, then it really takes its toll on you eventually. I'm glad that this game like surprised me a bit. Like, I really thought that after playing this for a day I might just be like, oh my god, I can't face this combat ever again, but it wasn't like that, and now, yeah, again, I'm starting to really enjoy it. Yeah, Limbus combat definitely grows on the player. It's weird it does that. I think it's much more like catchy. It feels much more catchy than Ruiner combat. Ruiner combat was a drag for the whole of the game. It wasn't a bad system. I just felt like it got in the way of the game, if that makes sense. This combat actually feels like it adds to it quite a bit now that I'm used to it. I feel like I'm enjoying the fights. They feel like they have stakes to them. The sound effects and everything is awesome. Like the music, the whole aesthetic of it is just very, very well put together. And the only thing that was really holding me back was just like trying to learn the system and trying to understand it. Not just hitting win rate, because I know that would bore me just as much if I was doing that 100% of the time. Yeah, the art and animation from Ruiner is like night and day. Like they've made everything look so much cooler in this game than Ruiner. And while I love Ruiner's story, I really did love the game, you know, in terms of the narrative. So far, I would say that I've enjoyed Limbus more than I enjoyed Ruiner, although it was a long time ago. We've seen Ruiner and Limbus' stuff as very much a love it or hate it kind of thing. I don't know. Certainly for me, I certainly didn't hate Ruiner's combat. It was just like, it was forgettable. For me, it was forgettable. I'm on day 2 and I have no damn clue what I'm doing on Focus Fights. Watch videos and it hasn't really clicked. Yeah, it took me ages of just like looking at it and asking, you know, like people in chat, just like, how the fuck does this work? Please, someone explain this to me. Please treat me like I'm 5. Just explain this to me, because I don't understand it. And that was with a tutorial, which apparently there wasn't a tutorial, like a full-on tutorial for this, up until very recently, right, guys? So I can't imagine how hard it must have been before that. It's got a pretty steep learning curve if you're not just going in with like meta pick broken units, I guess. You haven't like just pulled loads of things on the banners and gone crazy. You can see improvement in Ardham animation from Runa. Yep. Compare KOD for. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's gorgeous by comparison. The thing in Limbus is that it throws a bunch of things at the same time. Yeah, you have to learn a lot of things, and also, even just with the base IDs here, they threw 12 characters at me. They were just like, here's 12 characters, and didn't really give me much of a ramp up to learn. Like, I feel like if I could have learned each individual character, what they do, like what makes them tick, etc., then I might have been able to get into it. But of course, that wouldn't really fit the narrative of the game, and ultimately the narrative does come first. So I'm glad that they did it that way. I'm glad they didn't compromise the narrative for a lengthy tutorial that may still have confused people. I don't think that would have necessarily been better. Win rate is your biggest enemy. Yeah, like, that's why I tried. When I started playing this, I didn't touch win rate. I wouldn't even touch win rate. The only time I've used win rate, really, is at the end of fights when they're very clearly dead and there's not much point in me clicking. Or when we've been doing the daily, weekly stuff. Just to kind of speed through it faster. But every one of these fights I've manualed. Because I know that it's going to get increasingly hard, and I want to be able to get better at it and know how to do it, and learn like what my ego values need to be and which colours I should be aiming for, and when taking colour or damage over win rate is worth probability wise.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
With meta units you can breeze through most of the content, then they get so difficult you spike the knowledge checks, you get solely equipped. I could definitely see that, Micro. Yeah, I can 100% see that. Because I think there are... Well, I know just from seeing the Valpurgis boss, even if other people hadn't told me, that, you know, fights become much more complicated and there's more nuance to them as you progress through the game. And I imagine once you get to a point where you can't just mindlessly like brute force things, that probably filters some people. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I don't have an issue with that, and that is not going to faze me. That's probably going to make me like the game more. But I'm glad I get this to have a learning curve up to that point. I'm very glad of that. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Christmas. I'll try my best. It's a lot of info. Having really, really helpful and kind people in chat helps me out a lot. So thank you guys for being here and helping me out through the game. Because I feel like this is a game where if I had played this by myself, I might have dropped it on the first day. No offense to Limbus fans. I know a lot of you are Limbus fans, but I might have dropped this on the first day. Because I might have just been like, nah, the combat system just isn't there for me. I'm glad I stuck with it though. Chili, you're not helping. You're not helping, my sweet. We do have enough for Pathos Mathos. This is a defend. Bear through for Sori. I mean, I didn't play this for a very long time because of the combat. Because I saw the combat, I saw the gameplay of the combat, and I was like, I don't think that's for me. And I didn't play it for, what, like 2 years? So I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I think I might have dropped the game. I might have dropped the game on the first day. I think if I didn't have, you know, people helping and people being nice and having people to talk to, which is one of the nice things about streaming. Streaming definitely has its perks. Being able to share the game with lots of other people is sometimes, you know, sometimes it's shit. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's really helpful, and it's been really helpful with Limbus. Oh dear. Oh dear. You are not having a great time there, are you, Ishmael? That is the old weapon disadvantage. You can try that. It'll be tough for you. It's fine. If you take a bit of damage, it's just helping you out, isn't it? Sure, many people drop this game on first look due to the daunting start. People who stick around mostly come from the from some pipeline or from the story. Yeah, I can definitely believe that, White Fang. So the game has a high skill floor unless you manage to pull meta IDs and Unga Bunga win rate. And then the problem is, as you said before and as others have said too, Crispiness, I imagine you do still hit a wall if you don't actually learn the game. Yeah. For me, the combat is one of the greatest parts. It's nice with all the statuses and focus effects. The number of statuses in this game is insane. Aratem's linked me to a like screenshot of all of the statuses in the game. It's just like so many statuses. It's like 60, 70 maybe more statuses. It's absolutely insane. It's very, very daunting. I mean, what combat is one of the greatest parts. It's nice with all the statuses and focus on the enemy moves versus something like Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail honestly is a bad example. Honkai Star Rail is the absolute dog water of like gacha combat. I cannot think of anything less appealing than Honkai Star Rail's combat in the entirety of the genre. It's so dull and basic. There's nothing to it. There's just no strategy to it whatsoever. Genshin, at least, like, you have action style combat. If you're into the open worldy action style combat, like, there's something to it. You know, you can switch between units, and you can juggle, etc, etc, etc. Like, it has nuance to it. It might not be the greatest action RPG combat that there ever has been, but there's still some nuance to it. Like, Honkai Star Rail is literally just fucking auto. You get your units and you auto like almost every encounter, and even when you're not autoing, you're not really doing anything special. It's the dullest combat, in my opinion, that is in any gacha, and it's that way for a reason, because it's meant to be ultra accessible, and that's why Honkai Star Rail is so popular, because it gets so many people through the door, and it makes people feel like gods, because it makes them feel good at the game. It's so bright and colourful, it draws so many people in. It's Hoyo's greatest strength. Hoyo's greatest strength is not that they make good games, it's that they make accessible games. And I'm not throwing any kind of shade there, like, it obviously fucking works for them. Look at their profit margins. Definitely knowledge checks throughout the story. Yeah, I can believe that. There are definitely knowledge checks. Yeah, absolutely. With top tier IDs, you mostly get drugged. I can believe that too. I feel like me learning the fundamentals of these characters like this will benefit me a lot more later on. It will help me get through, even if we have to use other characters, even if eventually we have to use other characters to get through. I feel like I will have an easier time because I've learned the fundamentals of the game, hopefully. Hopefully. Honkai Star Rail should have been built on top of the reactions. That would have been, yeah, that probably would have been a good idea. Reactions in Genshin were interesting, yep. Yeah, they didn't, it's because like Genshin, they didn't make the game more complicated because people don't want a more complicated game than Genshin. Genshin is already complicated enough. Like Honkai Star Rail is the second game, the second big game that they made. And you can see that they've dumbed it down, you know, like it's much simpler than Genshin because they understand now what people want. And I kind of have, even though I'm kind of interested in the concept of the Pokemon game that they're making, that style of game, no doubt it is also going to be very, very simple. I would be shocked if it has like too much depth to it. Right, you are not in a great place here. You're not in a great place at all. This thing is absolutely hammering you. You have terrible numbers on this. It's typing like crazy. You're fine. Don't worry about it. You won't mistype as much as I misspeak. Don't worry about it. Big evade over that. Hong Lu had terrible numbers there. Like, he had good sanity as well. He just can't seem to get numbers against these guys. There's something going on. Some kind of buff or something. It's causing great difficulty. Couldn't quite suss it out. We are fine for ego. We can just go for damage. May Assault's like... May Assault's 3 actually hits quite hard because it flips so many coins, I guess, when you have modifiers on it. Like, he hits surprisingly hard. Considering... He's meant to be like a tank, right? Honestly, the way you're playing, JJ, with the base ideas is sort of how Limbus players are playing on launch. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing it a little bit as well. I want that feeling of progression. I need that in a game, like if I'm playing it for a long time. The idea that each little upgrade that we're going to get is going to make us stronger, and then like we're going to be able to take things on more easily. Like each little thing we get to work with is another piece that we can kind of make a puzzle out of. I love that sort of thing in games. I don't like being too strong, and I don't like winning without understanding why I'm winning. I really despise that in games. Resources and good ideas were scarce. It's basically the Wild West. Yeah, exactly. I get to make my own little meta here. I don't have to worry about what other people are doing. I just get to like progress through the game at my own pace. There's no leaderboard or anything even for me to compare myself to. It's just a single player game, and I can just play it the way that I want to play it. I love that. I love that kind of thing. Especially in a live service game where there's loads and loads of content, and there'll be more for years to come. Because this is a game that I want to keep playing. Like, I want to play this. I want to get to the end of it. I'm not in any rush, but I want to get to the end of where the Cantos are now, to Canto 8, however long it takes. Even if it's not before the next Canto is out, it doesn't really matter, does it? I don't need to catch up. I can just play this whenever. I'm having a blast. What level was this? 22. We're back up to 22.
규정이라면 따르겠습니다.
Yeah, I hope it's not really boring to watch, and I hope it's not super frustrating. I know it'll frustrate some people, because I know some people are just like, they want to see new and flashy units and everything. But I just want to experience the game in the sort of, I guess, maybe not the way it was intended, but like a way that I will enjoy it, so that I'll stick with it. 3 games in a row now that are very simple from Hoyo. Yeah, I suppose there was Honkai Impact as well. That I don't even know very much about that game. I wasn't really following. I was playing Langrisser at the time, and that was pretty much the only gacha that I followed. Wiz and Limbus are my favourite gachas. They're just single player games that happen to have gacha monetization attached to them. This one especially, like, Wizardry is still made by a super like conglomerate company, right? But like, you know, this game is made by Project Moon, and these guys clearly care. Like, they care about their legacy. They care more about their legacy than their finances. And that might still not sound like a positive thing, but I really do mean that in a positive way. Like, they want to make games that people remember, that people enjoy, and yeah, of course, that are financially profitable, but it almost feels like it doesn't matter if they're financially profitable to them if they're not Limbus games, or they're not Project Moon games. That's the way I really get the feeling of their company. It's like, we're making this game our way, like it or not, we don't give a shit. Like, if you like it, play it and pay us money. If you don't, fuck off. Smoke that was faintly visible through the bus windows covered the whole town.
난장판이네요. 정말.
Yeah, he has a story to tell, right?
그런데 어디서 익숙한 노랫소리가 들리는 것 같지 않아요?
Then they give you rental units in case. Oh, sorry, that was a reply. My bad. Maybe this is how it is intended. I think it's intended to be enjoyed. Intended to be enjoyed by people who enjoy these sorts of games. And how you enjoy it is up to you, because it's a single player experience. As long as you're enjoying it. And if you're not enjoying it, you've got two options. You can change the way that you're experiencing it, or you can stop playing it. And there isn't any pressure. There's no big flashing lights to go and spend to make your character stronger or anything like that. It's honestly quite hard to navigate the UI. I struggled to find where everything was in the UI, especially in terms of the gacha part of the game. It's really, really difficult to locate, and that's really nice to see. 2 IDs for each sinner. That's the end. That's the like super end game, post gamey sort of dungeon thing, right? Refraction, something refraction.
나 이 노래 알아.
Refraction Railway, yeah, thank you.
눈이 더럽게 많이
I'm still getting used to the terms. I don't have any knowledge of that. I don't even know if I will do that when we get there. I may not have any interest in it in the like after like the however many months it takes me to get there. Song evoked various memories in the group. For me, I'm not sure. It's definitely familiar, but it doesn't bring up any clear images in my head. However, I can still feel a faint splash of feeling from deep in my heart. Maybe I knew this song before I lost my memory. This mist of emotion roused inside me, though. It doesn't feel precious or warm. An ache. An inexplicable sting is what I felt.
맞아요. 그날 이렇게 눈이 쌓여 있고 노래가
Sinclair's
들리다.
so fucked, man. He's so scared. Trees before us were decorated with grim ornaments. All sorts of internal organs and mechanical parts were hung from the branches, as if someone put some people's innards on full display.
이건 너무 지독한 거 아니야? 클래식.
A classic. A little kitschy for my taste.
근방에 생존자는 없다.
Then, everything finally fell into place. It's just like... Okay. I thought I was about to get real spooky. Good for rewards since it gives pools and many materials. Sure, Chain Wolf. Yeah, it makes sense. Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Chrysler. Wanted to release the game in December, but it got delayed to February. Makes sense. A piercing sound caused the group to cover their ears.
모두 즐거운 성탄절 보내고 있나?
I'm having a blast!
고요하지는 않지만 거룩한 밤이지.
The translation in this game is very good. The fact that they translate like cultural references and actually manage to get them across in a way probably similarly to the way that they were intended is very, very good translation work. Isn't Christmas still a fair way off?
네, 한참이죠.
내 이름은 크로머. 순수를 사랑하는 파괴주의자 그리고 망치를 치는 자.
Of course.
이곳을 어떻게 넘어왔는지는 모르겠지만 너희는 지금 사유지를 침범 중이지. 왜냐하면 여긴 보다시피 목과 망치가 심판 중인 신성한 구역이거든. 네, 뭐 길은 잘못 들어왔다 치고
She sounds like she's fun at parties.
지금이라도 얌전히 돌아가주면 너그럽게 벌금만 매겨주지.
Why does everyone want our bus?
오늘은 성탄절이니까. 아, 그 전에 잠깐. 거기 귀도 있어?
이곳에 있나니?
Oh boy.
혹시 말이야. 거기에 이단이 있나?
A massive man named Guido. He responded to her, turns to us. He intently stares into each of us until his eyes fall upon me. He gazes at me for a very long time. Although he was wearing a mask, his eyes of his, he froze us completely still, as if his glare nailed us to the ground.
순수하지 아니한 자와 그들의 추종꾼이 함께합니다. 그리고 말씀하신 그 아이도.
뭐야? 내 싱클레어가 돌아왔어? 날 보러 와, 싱클레어. 난 네가 알던 그곳에 있어.
I knew Sinclair would be wrapped up in some real weird shit. Like, we called it right from the start. It's like, this kid, like, he's way too innocent. He's going to be being caught up in something really wild. This is pretty wild. 12 different cultures they had to adapt to. Yeah, it's wild. It's really, really crazy. I can hear Sinclair grinding and gnashing his teeth. Your ass is in the way of the text. It made a dreadful noise. I couldn't be sure if it was from hatred or fear.
나머지는 처리의 기도 아니면 내가 나서야 하나? 그래도 되는데.
쥐는 자께서는 불순한 것을 두드리는 일에 집중하소서.
Ah, the one who grips. Ah, Sinclair, the one who is destined to grip or something like that. That was the skin that we just looked at, right?
좋아, 좋아. 우리
So the season one IDs, they were from mostly this chapter. I think this Canto is based on a slightly gauge book. It's pretty crazy. Ah, not at all. There's all sorts of literature like that.
그럼 모두 메리 크리스마스.
Merry Christmas to you, Chroma. Ah, such a nice welcome. One who shall grip, Sinclair. Yeah, thank you. So he was probably like destined to be the leader of this or something, if that name rings true. That's meta knowledge though. And he got away or something. A number of Inquisitors gathered around Guido. He stands firm behind them. He's not making any movement, but his presence alone is threatening enough. An intense aura of hostility was radiating straight from him. Love a good aura of hostility. One of my favourite things.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
That lust is not doing a great deal for us, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Meso, calm your jets, mate. Show your beans. I think I might actually take the envy. How's the envy here? Take the envy there.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Wild Hunt Heathcliff has a pre-Canto ID story and a post-Canto story. That's interesting. Do you have to hunt it down? Is it that wild? It's okay, guys. I'm not here for that much longer. You don't have to put up with that anymore. I can only apologise. Very sorry. Very sorry for my crimes. Made myself laugh. That's all that really matters. We need... We're actually good. Golden here. I think we can probably use this. Shore that up.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
You like those shakes? God help you, crispiness. God fucking help you.
수많은 것들이 옥죄어 온다.
But I am literally here all week. Why do crows sit on telephone poles to make long distance calls?
재밌는 순간이에요.
시작한다.
늘 새롭다니까요.
These guys are all staggered. Means they get the win rate treatment.
쉽네.
Yeah. Also bludgeoning, right? Yep. Yeah. take the... Of course we're going to do that anyway. You always take the gleam though. Have to go blue there. Decent rates. I think I take the envy. I don't know if this has more waves to it. I have no idea. I think I take the envy though. Likewise there, I think I take the envy. I think we should take one of these envies.
먼저 간다.
Don't know if we're ramping up something here. I don't know if we have to fight Guido. I don't know if one of these is Guido. I'm not exactly 100% sure. But just in case there's some big nasty boss, we'll ramp up our ego resources. Oh, that would be a murder. Jesus, that's terrible. But I absolutely respect it. Absolutely respect it. Those back clonking sounds. I can't get enough of them. Ah, here's our boy. This looks like Guido. Yeah, Guido the Persistent. And he does actually have a sizable amount of health. Take the damage, I think. Set up, we have double sack. Double Pathos Mathos. Probably better stay like this.
먼저 간다.
For the resonance.
더냐?
순조로운 전략, 좋은 전략입니다.
Have him for breakfast, Mare Assault. I actually really like Mare Assault's his third skill is actually super good. And Mare Assault before his third skill, he wasn't really doing anything, but like his third skill pops. You know, comparatively to some of the other skills that I've got available to me. Got good rates even against this. I guess we're fine.
먼저 간다.
No need to use the egos.
좋은 전략입니다. 좋은 전략입니다.
Because we're still at a pretty decent level disadvantage here. We're still 5 levels down. I was expecting it to be a bit spookier. I'm sure it'll come in time. You'll be able to tell which one is Guido. I did. I immediately could tell. You were absolutely right, Chainwolf. This guy's a peckerwood, though. He's nothing. He's going to get put in the sack.
힘든 상대였어요. 저자가 완전히 정신을 차리기 전에.
Oh, he's getting put in the bag. No doubt, yeah, man. 100% straight in that sack.
승기를 잡은 군인은 적을 두고 꽁무니를 빼지 않는다.
Yeah, the damage is still problematic. My damage, I think, is always going to be problematic, to be honest with you, Chainwolf. Even if I'm even level, my damage is probably going to be problematic.
지금 군인 정신이 중요할 때예요?
It feels that way, at least. Like, we take a little while to chip down enemies. Ishmael is right. It's not something that we can beat easily.
철수하겠습니다.
I'll just reluctantly back down. Sinclair, do you know what the chroma meant by the familiar spot?
건
Oh, he's not got the like sick look under his eyes anymore. He's still very pale. Maybe because we beat them back, he's not so scared anymore. Sinclair shook. He was seemingly overwhelmed with dread. But I could also see a teeth-grinding anger in him. Ah, that surpassed his fear. And we could tell that just from seeing his face, which is good artwork. Looking at him, a thought blossomed in my mind. You need to talk, Sinclair. Tell us what you know, and you'll prevent half the deaths we might suffer.
작전의 성공률도 올라간다. 효과적인 정보를 기대하지.
Not sure if you saw a previous question. Yeah, I might have missed it. Sorry, Jam Man. Who's your favourite sinner so far to use? Personality-wise, I like Gregor. My favourite sinner to use has got to be Heathcliff. It's got to be Heathcliff, hands down. The guy, like, the sounds his bat makes when he connects with people. Everything he does just so satisfying. And then he puts people in a sack. Like, what can you do? I hope I'm doing the right thing as a manager. Sinclair shook his head upon hearing my words, breathed in, and finally opened his mouth after some struggle. Because he's British. Nah, it's the... He's an absolute savage, man. Like, all of his animations and his sound effects are just so brutal. It's like really, really visceral, and he's just super satisfying to watch, like, battle. That's why I like him so much. I don't mind his personality either. I like that he's not just pure brutality. Like, he seems to have a bit of a conscience to him as well. We've seen it like flare up a couple of times where he's like kind of wanted to do the right thing even though he's like an absolute menace. There's definitely like levels to his personality. It isn't very nuanced at the moment, but I imagine, I don't know if his CANTO is out or not, I'm not sure. But I imagine his CANTO will explore him more. Thank you, Goshi Plays. I really appreciate the follow. It's very kind of you. CANTO 6, I'll look forward to it. That is going to be a CANTO that I'm going to be struggling on. I'm going to be getting absolutely brutalized on that CANTO. So, no doubt I will get to experience it for quite a while. You can see in Heathcliff that he's violent, but there's more to him. Yeah, and I think they put that across in a very clever way. Even from the start of this game, right, the very first CANTO, they already know what they're doing with all of the characters. They already have the characters fleshed out. You can see these little inklings into their personality, like, bleeding through. And it's so well done. I already see it straight away at the beginning of the game, and that's what hooked me on the story straight away. Like, an hour into the story, I was hooked. By the end of the day, I was just absolutely loving it. And it's what made me really want to stick out the combat and like get used to it and find a way to enjoy it. And I am now enjoying that too. So yeah, I'm loving the game. Read any of the novels that the characters in this game are based on? No, I haven't. I've read a tiny bit of Leviathan. About half of the first chapter of Leviathan to learn a bit more about. But I just don't have enough time. I have so little free time in the evenings. I'm trying my best, but I probably will never be able to read through all of that. Sadly, CANTO 6 is the best storytelling in the gacha by far. Really, man, I'm pumped. I'm getting like slightly emotional thinking about it, which says it all.
너
I'm excited.
아는 사이였냐?
You then suddenly, as if to punctuate that, Heathcliff comes in with, "So you know that bird?" Bollocks! My head is still pounding thanks to a shrill laugh.
학교에서 만났어요.
Thanks, Heathcliff. Appreciate that, mate. Met her at school.
혹시 친구였어? 친구라면 잘 타일렀으면 좋겠는데.
친구 아니에요. 크로머는 우리 가족들을
Jesus.
죽였어요.
Brilliant's like,
미안해.
my bad. Prosthetic head hanging from a tree slowly turned to face us. Lights and sparks occasionally flickered within.
싱클레어? 이웃들이야?
Bridget asked while looking at the dismembered prostheses.
그런 것 같아요. 아니었으면 좋겠지만요.
Sinclair replied, watching with a grim look on his face as their bare wires sparked and short-circuited. The robotic head soon stopped moving, only emitting discordant things. Then a song begins to fill the air. God. All the heads hung from the trees are singing the same song. A carol leaking through the vocal units of so many lifeless heads lands on the flames below.
이들에게 이단이란 건 역시 의체 보유자를 말하는 것이군요.
도시의 의체 보유자들이 보이게 된 지 꽤 오랜 시간이 흘렀지만
Which is why she introduced herself as a quote-unquote humanitarian.
여전히 그들의 모습을 보고 이질감을 느끼는 사람들은 많죠.
저희 마을은요.
So this chapter touches quite heavily on discrimination. I think it's very cool.
저희 마을은 K사 의체 산업의 성지라고 불릴 정도로 주민 대부분이 하이엔드 의체 부품 제작에 종사하고 있었어요. 크로마는 오래전부터 계속 우리 마을을 주시했던 거예요.
네 가족도
네. 저희 아버지는 신생 의체 회사의 대표였어요.
It's generic, Canto. Interesting. Interesting that people have such vastly different opinions on it. I think that's super cool. BGM just fire sounds really make the mood. Yeah, the again the sound effects in this game. Like, the music's good. I think the sound effects are actually better than the music. The sound effects are amazing. The sound effects are some of the best best sound effects that I've heard in a game. Like, they stand out to the point where I notice them. Like how good they are.
그래서
아니, 제가 보기엔 이자들에게 그런 거창한 사상 따위는 없어요. 그냥 광기와 폭력에 매료된 미치광이죠.
Ishmael asserted to him. After a while of staring at the Christmas trees decorated with his neighbors, Sinclair turned to me.
관리자님, 예전부터
He's got his fight back.
여쭤보고 싶었던 게 있어요.
What is it?
그 기분이 어떠세요?
Feel.
네, 머리 대신 의체를 달고 있는 기분이 어떠냐고요?
I was a little taken aback, as I've never had anyone ask that kind of question before. The issue is that there's no way to know how I might have felt before I got a clock for a head. That's...
따지려 드는 게 아니라요. 무례한 질문이었겠죠? 죄송해요.
No need, it's alright. The other sinners were a billion times ruder to me with their daily interactions anyway. I'm afraid I can't answer that. I don't remember a single thing about my life before this clock.
그러시군요. 항상 궁금했어요. 머리 대신 다른 것이 자리를 잡았을 때의 기분은 어떤지. 가족들은 모자를 쓰고 시계를 걸치는 것과 다를 바 없다고 말했지만 저는 아무리 떠올리려고 해도 잘 상상이 되지 않더라고요. 그 덕에 저만 유일하게 살아남았지만요.
I'm sure the procedure seemed terrifying at such a young age. You don't have to feel guilty about that.
아니에요. 그런 게 아니에요. 전 단테 씨 생각처럼 그렇게
There we
무거운
go.
사람이 아니에요.
There we go. Sinclair quietly hung his head. I racked my brains for an appropriate reply, but no suitable words of comfort came up. Only the unpleasant sounds of sparks and flames filled the street. Well, this cockhead makes it hard for me to talk to other people. Oh, God.
보여? 마구잡이로 때려 부숴놨지.
They've clearly all done some really, really kind of bad things or been caught up in something terrible in their lives. For them to be... I mean, they're called sinners, right? Doubt that's for show. Level 25! Oh, baby. We can try. Oh my god, it's so late. Okay.
길게 끌 거 없어.
One more stage. I didn't realise how late it was. Time flies. Oh, we're straight in battle here. Time flies. Okay, so we still have moderate kind of flashes here. That's not looking so good, isn't it?
명령대로 하겠습니다.
I've done this every single day that I've played this. All 3 days that I've played this game. It's hard to put it down. But I will have to. Because I have to stream again tomorrow. Tomorrow is a shorter stream. Because I have Pathfinder in the evening. We don't have it every week. But every other Tuesday usually. I have a half day of streaming. It's like my holiday. But I think I'm still going to try to play a bit of Limbus tomorrow. I might try and do the event boss again tomorrow, maybe. That'll take me a while because I'll have to manual it and I don't know what I'm doing. I'll have to read a lot. I'd love to get that killed. I feel like it's got to be possible. I know more about the game now. I feel like we might stand a better chance. Well, we got a bit beaten up. We did kill one of them, but we have to kill 8, I think. It's probably not great. We have Altises, but we have Pathos, but we can't use it. She is staggered. We can't. We saucer MV here, which means that we can sack next turn. Put someone in the sack. I think we should probably take a blue. I think we take blue here, even though it's worse. Because I think we need the pride more than the sloth. Uh-oh. That's not good. That was one we were meant to win. I'm always sack gathering, Skeletor. This game has opened my eyes to the power of the sack. I never thought of threatening people over putting them in sacks, but it seems quite effective. This game has loads of sacks, Skeletor. It has body sacks, it has fluid sacks. They're all just as great as each other. Some are better than others. You are gonna have to probably counter here. It's pretty brutal though. I think we just have to contest both in order to not get hit by one. Hopefully we win the flip on one of them. Definitely want to use that. And here we're going to... Oh. Yeah, we definitely need to use that. We need to get the... Gloom. Here we body sack. And we probably counter attack. I don't think we're landing that. Maya Soul. I think we use this just for the ego. Even though it's probably going to fail. Maya Soul's a big lad. You can take it, maybe. He did alright there. He did alright. Oh, I thoroughly enjoy the sack gathering, Skeletor.
재밌는 순간이에요.
Ooh. That was very bad. We didn't actually get to sack anyone. We've killed 2? Killed 2. I think like we got a little bit unlucky there. This is definitely going to have to be this. I think we have to use Pathos Marthos there. Probably evade. Hit the higher damage there. I think that's about the best we can do. We do have enough for is that Eager called again? Snag Harpoon. I don't think we need to use it this time.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
Ishmael's popping off!
여행엔 목적이 있었지.
Governor! Blood. Fam.
순조로운 전략입니다.
Cause.
재밌는 순간이에요.
완전한 침묵.
As she is hurt, she is dealing quite a lot of damage. She's doing a good job. We killed 1 there? No, we killed 2. Okay. We have you back from being staggered. We kind of need you to... Well, that's not good. You dare, that's counter attack. I guess we need to body sack here. Because otherwise it's a real use it or lose it moment. We need 1 more yellow. We have a lot of yellow coming up, so I think we take the blue there. Pride is fine, I think. These are reasonably even. We should probably use Marthos Pathos though on one of them. Which of these is worse, this one? Because she's low. If she takes a hit, she might die. These are freebies. As are these. Wait. Ah, I see. So he's taking that for... Okay, that's fine.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
You're cutting sleep to play more gachas. I know. I'm sorry, Senna. I know. Thank you for making me aware. I was just saying about... just before we started this... Oh my god, it's so late. I'll just play 1 more stage and then I'll go. My good friends in chat can attest. I really did say it.
여행엔 목적이 있었지.
Offset the counter with Heath counter. Oh yeah, I could have used the counter. Of course, yeah, I completely forgot about the offset counter. I could have done that. Yeah, that would have been smarter.
재밌는 순간이에요. 좋은 전략입니다.
I only really think about that when we're in the focus combat. Then it comes to me very naturally. I didn't really even think about that when we were not. Clash, no, definitely not. Definitely not SAC Clash. Anything but that. Literally anything but that. Give me any of the Etheria dailies over SAC Clash. Dear God, no. No. No, 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 no. I need to box up these things. SAC, you mean EOS? No, it won't, Micro, because like XD Inc. don't EOS their games, to just bleed them out. If only. It would be a sweet mercy for them to EOS sort of convalere it. A mercy that they shall not receive. don't even know what that is. Sword of Valeria is an isometric game made by XD Entertainment. It is the game that they made previously to Etheria Restart, which you might be a little bit more familiar with, but maybe won't be either. That's the other game that I play at the moment. One of the other games that I play at the moment. Yeah, it's a great game. It's a really great game that got completely ruined by a terrible developer. Absolutely terrible, terrible developer. Strangely enough, that's what they've done to every other game that they make as well. Right, guys. After that little bit of XD slander that we managed to slip in there, thank you for that. I do need to go and eat, and I need to go to bed. What happened to SOC? It got run by XD Inc. Sword of Valeria was this isometric game, like isometric RPG, where like the designers had this very big vision for it. They really wanted to get it made, and the only way they could get it made was to make it into a gacha, to get like gacha monetization behind it. The game had a lot of funding put into it, and the initial release is a gorgeous game, like amazing game, like really one of the best games in its genre to have been made. Unfortunately, as soon as we got to level cap and like we're kind of done with all of the content, had got our way through all of the launch content, there just wasn't really anything else. They just kept churning out these monotonous, horrific events, like bloated stats on everything, no actual real new content. It was all just like waste your time, keep you playing the game, like just get your hours as long as they can be playing the game with no real excitement or enjoyment to show for it. Everything was just so dull. The game was 6 months behind the Chinese and Taiwanese release, and even in their home region they wouldn't listen to any of the feedback from any of their players. They ground it down completely, and all of the Chinese players left. Like, it's dead over there and it's pretty much dying here, but they haven't EOS'd it anywhere because it still makes money, and that's the way they operate. They just keep their game going forever. Etheria, they ruined Etheria? Not really ruined it, but yeah, you can definitely see XD in Etheria. Good night, Alex. Thank you, man. Thanks for being here. I love you, dude. I hope you had a good day. Good night, Senna. I hope you had a great day as well. I hope everyone had a really great day today. I am just going to have a look for who is online. See if we have anyone to raid. Car is still going. It means it's probably Car, guys. Unless anyone has any other suggestions to raid. I do love Car. I hope everyone had a good time watching. I hope it wasn't too boring watching me stumble through stupid shit. I will be back tomorrow. Normal time, only half day, because of Pathfinder in the evening. In that half day, I am planning on playing Etheria's dailies, and then Limbus. So there should be some Limbus tomorrow, but probably only about like maybe 2 or 3 hours. Enough for me to just squeeze in a couple of stages, most likely. Loving the gym. Oh, you watched the VODs. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you, man. Thank you for watching them. Appreciate it. Yeah, I will love you and leave you. I will send you over to Car. There's no pressure at all to go over. He's a lovely guy. He's playing Etheria Restart right now, so probably not everyone's cup of tea. But he is an absolutely lovely dude. Respect him very much. If you'd like to go over and say hi, please do, but absolutely no pressure. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I love you all very much. Thank you, Quantum. Thank you, Chainwolf. Thank you, Fame. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Micro. Thank you, Senna. Thank you to Alex. Thank you, Rom Alex. Thank you, Skeletor. Thank you, anyone else that I've missed. I've done a bit of scrolling up. Thank you, anyone else that I've missed. Thank you just for being here. Thank you for all your help. I really appreciate it. It helps me get through Limbus much more easily, and I'm loving the game. Absolutely, absolutely adoring it. Thank you again, everyone. Have a great night. Bye-bye.